Welcome to episode number 30 of our podcast Up on Foil, where we talk all about foiling. Today, a guest that you've probably seen before on YouTube, on Instagram, it's Ben Beholz. He's a professional kite surfer, content creator out of Germany, and he's taking us with him on his travels across the world. Thank you very much, Ben, for coming on the show. Is there anything you want to add right away?
Not yet. I need to get into the groove. It's actually the first podcast I do with video, so give me a few minutes.
No
To get
problem, no
used to
problem.
it.
If you
But
see me wobbling around, Ben, it's just because I'm on a balance board, and that's usually what we do. Kyle, are you on a balance board as well today?
I'm not. It's too
All
late for
right.
me to be on a balance
All
board.
right. No worries. You're 1 hour ahead. Ben, we get into your YouTube at first. And as far as I've seen, you have two different YouTube channels, a YouTube and a YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I
Why do you have
tried
two
around a
different
bit.
channels?
Yeah, it was like it's actually both are very old, but at one point when YouTube came up with this short format, and I didn't really understood the format, so I was not really sure about the format, so I decided to use that channel for uploading short videos and like short content. And I was a little bit scared that it might affect, like, because it was like a new format, and I was a little bit scared that it might affect the performance of my vlogs. So yeah, I did that basically. And also, what is interesting, like I had a few videos that got quite viral on the short channel, and then I uploaded a few videos, like long-term videos, onto this channel, and just to see like how they perform and stuff. And I think it was also pretty right what I thought. So I went back with the long-form videos on my vlogging channel, and the short-term videos, like the short format, is on the short channel. I think it's good to separate it because it's like two different kind of target groups.
That is very interesting. Maybe you can tell us how you started making videos. Like the why, maybe the how?
Yeah, I started with kitesurf videos, and like I started kitesurf in 2010, something like this. I just like to be creative, and just kiting is like a little bit too boring for me. It was like too boring. I was never that kind of person that like was super focused on sports only. I mean, I really enjoy to be out and I enjoy to do sport, but I'm not like that kind of guy that like does competition or anything, something like this. And yeah, it was actually just to do something creative. And I also did music back in the days, like before I started kiting, and I always had this like this love for being creative also. And then I combined it, and yeah, but there was no plan, like especially in the first years, there was no plan to turn it into a job. It was more like, yeah, just to, because it was my passion. Yeah.
And when you started producing content, so were you expecting that someday you would live your dream life, probably traveling off of that?
No, to be honest, like when I started to create content, like when I really started to create content, it was like 2013, something like this. And kiting back then was very small also. And I think there was just like maybe 10 guys in the world that really could afford a living from kiting. That's like, I don't have like, I didn't research, like, so it don't take me too serious with this, but it's just like very, very small amount of people that yeah, could live from this sport because it was very small. And I think the sport grew, and also the audience of the sport grew. And yeah, and then things turned out to be like this, but it was I never thought it, like, I think the first time I realized I could make a living out of it was like 2017, something like this. And yeah, but after, like, at this time I already did like videos for 4 years. And yeah,
What was the epiphany that made you realize that?
it was a contract from my first sponsoring contract from Core. And it was actually the first contract I read through. And it just made me understand that there is a real value for brands in content. And you have to imagine, like back then, 2017, I mean, YouTube just came up a little. So I think Kevin Langare was like in kitesurfing. He was the only one. I mean, foil surfing, like pump foiling, wasn't existing back then. And and he was the first one who did vlogs, but everything was very small. And when you talk to a camera, like doing a video on the beach, people were just looking on you and like thinking, "What? That's a stranger," or whatever. And like if I say now, like it was new for me that there was a value in this video content creation thing. I mean, right now nobody would understand it because everybody knows like they're a social influencer and you can make money out of everything, like out of cooking or whatever. But back then it wasn't that clear. And Core had very early, I think they had a very clear vision where to go. And they also had some very smart people in the company, which were looking like forward and had a good vision. And I think me as content creator, I was one of the first, actually one of the first content creators in kiteboarding, and I was small enough for them, I think, to afford. So, I mean, like, yeah, it was like I think it all came together, and it was also I think for them it was also not so clear if it will turn out like this, but they already understood there is a very high chance that the content creating will be very valuable at one point. Yeah.
How, so that was 7, 8 years ago. How was that first contract? Are you allowed to talk about it? Are you willing to talk about it? How did it look? Did they say you have to produce so and so many videos a year? It needs to show this and this product, or does a contract like that look?
Yeah, of course, like I won't tell numbers or anything, but
Sure, no
in
worries.
general, it was like a very open contract, which was like it had a different kind of aspects. Like one aspect is like me back in the days as an athlete, and the other aspect was me as a content creator. And my value was definitely the content creating part. So this was what I was focusing on, and they pretty much left everything open. Like I could basically do what I want to do, and I would get the support of Core as long as it's like kiting relevant stuff back in the days. And that was very cool because like it's not they were never like you have to do that many videos, you have to of course there were definitely ways how they were kind of compensating, like you wouldn't get the same support if you do one video per year or if you like do 25 videos per year, but it was like all my decision, and I could also do the content about topics or whatever I wanted to do. And like it was very open. The only thing they had like in the contract was that, for example, I need to be on core gear and stuff like this, so that it makes sense for them. But I think also for them it was maybe, I mean, it's like I don't know for sure, but I can imagine that also for them everything was very early, and I think they also kind of learned with me because you like everything, like all the content kind of like it was just very, there was not much knowledge about it, and especially in the beginning things changed very fast. And when I started it was like Facebook, and then Facebook kind of died, then it was Instagram, and so things changed very fast. And I think for the brands, like all kind of brands, it was very important to learn and to be there, and to have people out there that are kind of testing, trying, and getting real expertise in this kind of field.
So as we said, it's a couple of years ago. How did these contracts change? Did they change, or do you have still your way that you can choose what to do, or did they change it somehow?
And I don't know how it is with other riders. Like I know I was one of the first riders that was meant to produce content, and I don't know how it is with other riders, but I think that it really depends to the personality. Like I think I'm one of the persons that has like a lot of drive, like from I just want to do things, and I always have ideas, and then like I think I produce more than they would ask for. And of course you also have other riders that maybe don't have this energy, like not this push in the back, and then of course you need to make sure like things are set up in a good way. But I don't have insights into the contracts they have with other riders, but for me it's definitely absolute free, so I can really do I can really do what I want. They don't even, it never happened that they sent me a product and said, do a video about it or something. Even though if I make a video about a product once in a while, it's really because I feel I want to talk about it. And it was really never like that they were like, look, here's a new bar or here's a new foil, do a video about it. It's just like, it goes like it's part of the creative flow. Yeah.
But do you look at what they have and say like, I would like this foil. Maybe I'll make a video about it, or how does it work? How do you get gear from them?
Yeah, I mean, for me, gear is my tool. So I basically need to work, and it's nowadays it is my work. So I need to be sure I have the right gear, and and this is definitely one part. So when I need something or something breaks or whatever, or I don't know, like especially like in kite surfing and wing foiling, things don't break, but in pump foiling, it happens often to me that I break, for example, a foil while climbing up a wall or whatever, and then you just like the foil drops and hits a stone or whatever. And then of course I need new stuff, and the other part is always like kind of development. They are like, since foil pumping came up, I had some cool um, like prototypes I could write and stuff, and then of course they decide what I should test and what they want my opinion about and what not.
Mhm. Cool. And moving on to more your van life and everything.
Sorry, Gal, to interrupt you. I
Please,
must ask this question now.
please.
Your pump foil, it's been on my mind for so long. You're still pumping that pretty low aspect front wing.
Everybody,
Why?
yeah, everybody says it. I have different foils. I also have other foils. We have like also tested around with a lot of very uh, like
Higher
super
aspect
wide
ratio.
and thin and sharp. Again?
Higher aspect ratio.
Yeah, I find it hard to say it because what is high and low aspect ratio? You know, like who,
Like
like, isn't there a
10-ish?
definition? Ah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
okay. Yeah,
I would,
I always find it hard to say it because like you know, like 4 years ago, high aspect ratio was
Yeah,
very
was
different
yeah,
from
far.
sure.
how it is now.
That's
So
true.
yeah, we like they tested around a lot, and the foil I'm pumping is actually not even a pump foil. It's just like the biggest wing foil. Um, uh, but I really like it the most. Like, of course, it's not the best foil for foiling for a long time or big distance. But what I really like about it is how agile it is, and it's actually it's not as slow as it looks, I would say. and what I don't like so much at the moment with the very high aspect foils is that I always have the feeling that the mast is the weakest point. And until now, I never rode a foil what felt that crispy when I did turns. Um, then like there's always, it needs to be balanced, like I remember when I was pumped, like Beholz had like few years ago, we had one of the massive high aspect foils at Lake Silvaplana, and I was pumping it, and it's amazing to foil, and it's like you can foil with such a little amount of energy. But of course, it was also a few years ago, but then once you go in a turn, it's like the foil is already in the turn, and then you really feel the mast like turning and twisting, and I have the feeling this never, like in my feeling, this is still not really under control, and then I think it needs to be like a good balance of having something that is still very agile and makes fun to ride, and something what is rideable. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more with you. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I would much rather. Yeah,
it's it's just physically super difficult, and uh yeah, I mean there's very sick stuff out, and really foils you can pump for years. Like, I mean, where's the world record right now? I don't know. It's like 2 hours or
yeah.
No, it's 4.
Yeah,
4 hours.
4 and something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm 100% sure, like I also have prototypes from Core. You can pump like 4, 5, 10 times longer than with the one I use, but still it's not so fun. Like it's the question if you fall for 1 minute and you have fun, or if you fall like for
exact.
2 hours and you see it more as a distance
Yeah, it
thing
depends what
to.
you're using it for. 100%.
Yeah,
I agree
exactly.
with you. All
Yeah.
right. Gail, you were going into van life and the
But I'm
vlogging.
very curious. Give me 1 second to also
Yeah.
ask you guys a question. I'm very curious in your opinion about this. Like, what kind of foils do you ride and why?
Go ahead, Matt.
All right. I'm currently riding the Condor M and S from Indiana, but for me the front wing is not that relevant. Both are quite easy foilable. The stab is super important. I have the XS fuse, pretty short fuse, and the stab is also pretty small and closest to the front wing as possible. So it's super agile. And on the pitch axis is really it's fun as well, but it's still easy to start because the front wing is big enough for me. So that's
How big is the front wing? Like
I
how
have it
wide
here.
is it?
It's a big one actually. It's the span is 1100. I used it today. It's probably still wet. There you go. So it's 1100. It's 1500 the volume, and it's actually it's like not super high
But
aspect. It's
1100
9.
is still, yeah, and 1100 is still I think it's good. Yeah. I know. I think I
It's
thought
still
this. Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. But I think
Rideable,
like
easy
when it
rideable.
gets bigger than 1300, I have the feeling
Yes,
at the
the
moment.
M.
Yeah, but I never, like, don't take me wrong, and I really don't want to say anything bad about any brand, but I never rode a foil which was bigger than 1300 where I had the feeling the mast is stiff enough.
How tall and heavy are you? You're pretty tall. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm tall. 1 meter 90. My
All
weight is
right.
like 80 kilogram, but still, like, I tested around a lot with it, and what's interesting, like, it really depends, like, also on the way I'm foiling, like where my weight is. Like, is it more over the mast, or am I standing like wide with more weight on the front foot? Then there's a different kind of torsion, but there's always like the delay of the foil. Like you go in
Exactly.
a turn and your body is already in the turn and you feel the foil is like kind of following the turn and it's not the first thing in the turn.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
maybe it's like only my personal opinion.
No, I
But
agree.
yeah.
I used to ride a 1570 foil, still quite a good speed range, but 1 meter 40 span, and I used to ride only that one, and I still use it sometimes when I want to go a little bit further. When I don't have much time to go for a session, I would much rather get that one so that I can spend more time on foil and less time on dock resting in between sets. But if I have to choose one, 100% the small one, and now I'm riding a 1250, but it's quite thin. It's a surf foil, a wing foil, not even a pump foil, just like you're riding, and it's so much more fun. And I agree with
And
what you said in
is
terms
it
of
like how is it's 1250 is like
square
the
centimeters.
wide? Ah, wow. Yeah,
Square centimeters.
okay,
Yeah,
and that
it's about 1 meter wide.
yeah, but that's really really fast. How you started? Like, do you dock started
Yeah,
or
I started. I'm yet to practice. I'm yet to learn the rock start with that one, and that's probably gonna be a game changer because if you can
yeah,
start,
you need to be fast, huh? Like,
yeah, you need to be light and fast and to choose the right rock. But yeah, like I agree with what you say in terms of a connection, because yes, you can pump for 5-10 minutes with these big foils, but the connection that you feel with the water, not only with the foil, with the water, when you're riding these fast, small foils with this curvy feeling, is just unmatchable. And in my opinion, it's not like as you said, it's best 1 minute on a fun foil is best than 10 on a
yeah, I
not
think it's really
I wouldn't
depending.
say
Like,
boring, but yeah.
What's the length of mast you use, Ben?
I actually use everything between 70 and 90, but most of the time I like 80. But it's true. It's true. Like the shorter the mast, the better it is. That's definitely true. Yeah. Yeah.
But of course, it depends on the price as well. I used Kilian's Axis mast. It's like 3,000 francs for a mast. I was like, well, maybe it's different, but I'm so scared to like touching it. I'm not going to use it even. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, of course. Like you can do something, but still there is like always this balance between aero or hydrodynamic and stiffness and and the mast has to have a good hydrodynamic, and you
Yeah.
can't like just build a fat pole which is
Yeah.
stiffened into all directions. So yeah, it's a very interesting question, but
While
also I
we're,
mean it's like
yeah, go ahead.
insane what came up. I mean, like 5 years ago, like nah, not even, it's like 3 years
Yeah.
ago,
Five.
we were falling for 10 minutes and it was like the record or whatever, and now like the foils, they're insane.
Yeah.
Let's just before guys, sorry, we detoured
No,
your
please.
question, but we were so much into pump foiling. I want to address a few films, a few videos you uploaded, Ben, and one, of course, is this super high dock start.
Yeah.
And there you see the gear is important. It is important that it is stiff enough, but also, I mean,
Well,
didn't anything break?
it's crazy. You see, you really see the board how it like
Yeah.
bends.
Yeah. How was that?
I
How was that
didn't
for you? How high was it?
2 meter 20.
2 meter
Yeah,
20 plus you
2 meters 70.
190, huh?
Yeah, yeah. It's. I also use the foil I prefer most, like the big one, and I'm not sure like how easy it would be with a short fuselage and a thin foil.
Yeah, I think that's
The foil was
with a drop start, especially the high one. Sorry, I interrupted you. Is harder if it's bigger. If it's bigger, it's harder because don't really need lift because you have already so much force, so much power by landing on the board. It's probably just harder to control and yeah, just like so many
How
forces.
many tries did it take? 54.
Yeah, something like this. I think 54. Yeah. And the
I
problem was like it doesn't seem to be like that much, but you have to imagine like every time you have to climb up again, and boy, it was pain in the ass. But
I
I think
really
I like
thought when watching the video, sorry, that I thought, well, you're just gonna abort. You're just gonna say, well, I tried. I gave it my best, but it's not possible. But you went through with it. That's amazing.
thank you. Yeah, it was cool. It was very cool. Like I think we spent the whole day at the dock, um yeah, I need I did a sleep in between, and then we went again and again and again. And yeah, and also in the evening, like my neck was hurting like hell, and also like my foot ankles and my lower back because I think of the
Yeah, yeah.
landings,
Of the
which
impact,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, and there was like this point when I started to understand how to do it, but still it was not enough speed, and and then like the impact was already very hard from landing because the foil was not like breaking off, but still it was crashes.
When
Yeah.
I do like a difficult shot in basketball or anything, I always feel like once I sunk it, I need to confirm it. Did you have that feeling? Or you like, no, it went all right. I'm good. Let's wrap it up.
Like I like in this case I cannot really say because at the end I understood. I like what absolutely also made sense, but I understood it like physically that um if I want to make it I need to be faster, so I really was only focusing on trying to throw the foil in faster and trying to land faster with more forward speed, but there was no strategy or anything. And also like you know how it is with pump foiling, like there's just like 1 millimeter or 1 centimeter the wrong, like the foot position, like from 2 meter 20, it's so hard to land where you want to land.
Yeah.
And now you have 2 meter 20. What's next? Where's
Let's
the
see.
limit?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know what is the highest that has been done at the moment. I researched a bit, but it's
I
not.
thought
I
you
think
had it.
I think that
I
when we spoke to Yvonne a couple of days ago, episodes somewhere up here, he said that he also thinks that the limit is roughly 220 to something. Yeah, probably two and a half is really just crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
Yes,
so
such a good video. But yes, let's get into the next portion
yeah.
of the video.
First of all, before we even ask like how is your van life and everything, like you must have the biggest garage ever seen on a van to fit all this gear, don't you?
I think if somebody would break into my van, the gear that is in the back might be
Hopefully
more
not.
valuable than my van.
Hopefully not. So
Yeah,
yeah, like your van looks amazing, but yeah, then you understand that you're living in it, so it should be comfortable. And like, when did you decide to make this life? How was the initial investment of this van? Did it evolve?
yeah. I was actually like, what's your age now?
21.
21. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It was like I think 23, 22, something 10, 23. Um, and like I got like my first contract from Core, I think 2015 or 16, and this was then 2018 or something like this. And it was like I had the feeling already like I really worked on my contract, so it was like first Core, then I got Prelimit as a sponsor, and then later Nuffins and stuff. So I had a good base of sponsors, and we also had a good um, I would say a good cooperation, like a very productive and cooperation. And I also really trusted into them, and I think they trusted into me. So I had the feeling like I studied architecture, and I was working as architect for 2 years, but then I had the feeling like it's okay to turn it into a job. And the van is actually, it was because after my university, I had to work, of course, like everybody, but I didn't like to invest my money in an apartment. So what I basically wanted to do then, like this was my plan, to buy a van, which is my car at the same time, live in the car, and then have like the money for traveling and doing projects and trying to like do what I really want. So yeah, I really bought the van when I was working as architect, and I parked my van in front of the office and and was working. And in the beginning, I worked full time, and then I was only on the weekends, like on tour. And then, like after I think 8 months or something like this, I started to work half time only, and then I had like I think 3 days working and 4 days being on the road with the van. And yeah, this concept just made it possible, like because you have all together, and it was actually never meant to be like this romantic van life thing. It was more like just super handy, and it made everything easier.
Do you mind doing a quick van tour, or it's a
No, of course,
private?
yeah. Like outside it's dark, of course.
Yeah.
But I can show you. Like it's the front seats are turned at the moment, but of course I will turn them around as well. And
So you
let
can
me try
stay, you can
to.
stand
Yeah.
190,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah. It's with 190. It's a special van. It's called low frame van. Usually a van would be like
Yeah.
194 or 196, and it has a lower frame. It's a Ford Transit, and then you have a very high. It's like
All right.
2
Good.
meter 20 heights on the inside. No, 2 meter 15, something like this. And then you have here is my kitchen, which is
Way
small
better
but
than
super
my
nice.
apartment.
Yeah. Here's yeah, but my van is not in Greece. So
True.
you have a good location. Here's my fridge, and then of course I have also like my bedroom. Yeah, the one thing you learn is like to have
Yeah.
everything very cleaned, and
Yeah.
this is my shower here on
Organized.
the inside. Yeah, very
That's super cool.
organized. And here, that's
Wow.
quite cool. You can basically close the door, and then you have two rooms. Like here's my bedroom and shower and toilet, and then here is my toilet. Yeah, it's small, but it's everything there, and
So
it's
cool.
always
Thank you
very,
very much.
yeah, pleasure. Thank you for asking. It's very clean, and that's the one thing I think I really learned is like when you live in a small space, everything has its place and everything. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're in
My
Italy
friends
at the
always
moment?
say, yeah,
Sorry, go
yeah.
ahead.
My friends always say it looks very sterile and like a dentist's office.
It's
I
probably
guess
not
it's a
everyone that
compliment.
looks like that. So you're in Italy at the moment. Are you alone at the moment? As I've seen from your videos, sometimes or often you're with a camera person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do
I'm
you?
with my doggy. My dog, she's always traveling with me, and I'm at the moment I'm alone, but like every month for about 10 days, I'm on the road with my cameraman.
That
Cool.
is really cool. So
And it's always the same guy filming for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're working together since 3 years, and he's also a very talented wing foiler, kite surfer, and also pump foiler. And yeah, and it really makes sense. He really understands the sport, and yeah.
so when you're
Great.
traveling together, are you in your van or does he bring his own?
And no, he lives with me. Yeah, yeah. He's a good friend of mine now, and yeah, we live together and we work together, and yeah, it's big enough. If you like, if you're friends, of course, it wouldn't be big enough if it's like something more official. Yeah.
And when you have a year ahead of you, you couple of weeks ago or months even, time flies. You posted a video that you gave it your everything you have for last season. Now we are in 2025. What's next? What have you planned for this year? How far ahead do you usually plan for a season or even two?
Yeah, like the last year, I planned a lot, and I had also some corporations with, for example, the hotel, and yeah, it was like corporations mm, which, or for example, the Interboat invited me and stuff. So this kind of corporations um, kind of define what I'm doing, and it was very nice last year, but this year I decided to be more free again, and it's like the last 2 years, especially the last year, felt more like a job. I was hustling a lot and like always on the road, and it was just a little bit too much. And then I kind of had the feeling I lost a little bit the fun of just go foiling and kiting. And this year I planned actually to have more time for myself again on the water. So I didn't took any till now. You never know if something comes which is super exciting. Of course, I would never say no, but for the moment, I didn't have any planned any corporations like this. So I hope there will be more time again to try new stuff on the foil and go kiting. And this is basically like how I plan it in general. Like I have some big projects, and then I try to plan like the rest of the year around this big project. And usually the big projects are defined of my partners for the project. And yeah, and this year I basically made the plan to have more time on the water again, and to have maybe more time for some drop start videos and stuff like this. And this is the plan for this year. And the cool thing, I think, is that it's like I have this rough plan how I do things, and then of course, like before the shootings, we get more detailed, and then we have like stuff we need to get done. But it really gives me, like, at the end of the year, the possibility to like relax and to really reflect on the year, how it was, and then I can decide like how I feel and how I want to continue this year, which I find cool. Like I guess in not every job you can decide how you want to
For sure.
what you want to do or how you want to
So what's next in your schedule, if you have any?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like I'm now here at Lake Como, which is basically something like my home. And I'm here till tomorrow, and then I'm going for like Germany for a few days, and then I'm heading to Greece. There's a shooting for Nothings. It's I don't think you will see something of it from on my social media channels, but maybe something small. I don't know yet, but there's nothing planned. And then I'll be on the road with uh, my colleague I'm doing You Should Surf with together, and we will be traveling until the 20 now from the 21st until the 7th of April, and then I'll be shooting on a shooting with Jan for 8 days, and then I'm planning to go to Egypt. So far, like for 10 days, so far is the plan right now. And after that, in May, it's actually also planned yet. I'll be like the whole May. I'll be in Sardinia, what is very important. It's the best time of the year, always like summer season in
Yeah,
Sardinia. But also
sure.
Greece, man. It's like yeah. I would like to ask more about you, like where you live and
Yeah, I think
like how.
it's not gonna be that simple to bring the van here, because I think, yeah, you have to go probably from Athens. You can grab a ferry and come to Cyprus, but it's gonna take ages. Uh, it's probably closer from like Turkey or something like that, because it's Cyprus is right below Turkey. But yeah, it's a lovely place, but again, it's a bit far, and like to be fair, and it's not because I'm Italian and everything, but Sardinia has lovely places, so you can go there and see, like, this is pretty much the same thing, right?
But
Yeah,
what made you going to Cyprus? What was the
yeah,
reason that you moved there?
yeah. So I just got a job here, and now I incorporated my company here in Cyprus.
Ah, and what are you working as?
I have a marketing agency. Yeah, sorry, I have a marketing agency, and I work with online coaches.
Ah, wow. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, good. Then you're really
yeah, but
into content production, I guess, or
yeah, exactly. I tried to do your life. I had this idea in mind of doing the van life, and then last year I spent like a month traveling with a friend through Greece, and it was so painful that I completely deleted this idea of my mind. And I wanted to ask you, do you sometimes have like, oh, I just want a normal house? Do you have this feeling?
yeah, I have it like very often. And like what you said is absolutely true. Like what I think is about van life, it's it has very positive aspects, but as everything that has positive aspects, also van life has negative aspects. Um, and what you say, like the hustle of traveling and working at the same time, um, it can be very exhausting. Like moving to another place, going to bed at a new place you don't know, getting up in the morning, I don't know, at 6 a.m., starting to work, and then like get to know the place where you am, just to leave the place in the evening again and go to another place. So it's like, uh, yeah, it's like how you, yeah, it's not easy. So I um, I bought a piece of land at Lake Como like a few years ago, and I have something like a home there. And I use this place to relax and to gain energy again. Um,
That's a
so this
lovely
is
place.
where
Beautiful.
I am right now, also. Yeah,
Mhm.
and
But
but I
still you
don't have
prefer
a
to
house.
be, yeah, yeah.
Not a lot of wind at
Yeah,
Lake Como
like
right now, huh?
yeah, right now it's winter again. It was warm and now it's winter again. The thing is, like with the van life, it's not that I like it most. I mean, it's beautiful. I really like it, but I could also imagine living in a house. But the problem with the sport we are doing, like with foiling and kiting and stuff, is that um, it's an outdoor sport and it's really connected, especially kiting, to wind and to the conditions. So I think it will always be like the alternative would be flying, and then I would always choose the van. Like I have to fly once in a while, but then I would always choose the van instead of like flying from hotel to hotel.
Yeah.
I have a few questions about some videos of yours, but before we get into these videos, I want to hear from you. Which ones are your favorites?
Videos.
Yeah.
Oof. Um, I don't think I have it. I don't have a favorite video.
All right, then
Um,
let me tell you one of my favorites. There are a bunch, but one of my favorites was when you made this kite surfboard out of plywood.
oh,
So
really?
much fun to
Wow, that's
watch. So
good.
much fun to watch. How did you came up with that idea? I know that Nico Prin, the windsurfer, he did a board out of plywood as well. I'm not sure who was first, but I really enjoy videos like that as well.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. It was actually my cameraman. He has had this idea, and he said, like, did you ever try to surf on a plank, or did you ever thought about what's really needed? And it came more out of the idea because boards are getting super expensive. Like, and like the calf board is, I think, one of the most expensive boards. I think it's almost 2,000 euros, depending on edition, like depending on the version you have. And then it was his idea, and like kind of like the asking the question what is really needed, and we actually thought we can really ride with it. Like I remember when I built it and I saw it for the first time with the fins and stuff, I thought definitely I can do a back mob with it, and it was actually pretty surprising that it doesn't work.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I thought, yeah, you're gonna shred, no problem.
But
Are you also
the
kiting, Matt?
I used to kite. I used to windsurf a lot, and then I always thought like, and I'm never gonna kite. And I tried it, and it was surprisingly fun, and I enjoyed it a bit. Then the problem is you always need a lot of wind, and now I have a family, and I cannot go to
Yeah.
places with too much wind. So I thought, all right, I'm just gonna go on foil, and I started kite foiling a bit. It was harder than I
But you're also
thought.
running and stuff. Like you like you're also running, right? And bicycling
I
on.
Yeah, I did some triathlons like 2 3 years ago. I feel like it's probably the ADHD that I probably have because it's always like I'm 100% focused on something, and then 2 3 years later I'm doing everything else
Something
or
new.
something
Yeah.
else. Yeah, so I sold my triathlon bike last summer and completely went into
Oh, well,
foiling. That's just what I do now. But then from kite foiling, I thought, well, it's cool and all, but the long lines, the places you cannot get out in. And then I
yeah.
saw a video of Beholz and Michinev, Roham, where wing foiling actually didn't look stupid. It looked amazing. I thought, all right, I'm going to try that. And it was so easy to start, and the gear is so much more easy. You can handle it a lot easier. So I switched to wing foiling and sold everything
Yeah.
else. So yeah, so I'm not kiting anymore, really.
And what about you, Daniel? Are you also kiting or?
No, I tried. I did like four kite sessions, and I wasn't able to really get up in control of the kite. I'm not really into like I'm not really good with wind, but I'm gonna get into wing foiling soon. And for now, I've only really been into palm foiling. I went from
But that's
pretty much
interesting,
no,
man. Like
yeah,
how did you came like why did you start a pump foiling?
yeah, because I was living in Italy, actually not that far from where you're right now. So only lakes and smaller lakes, so without wind. And I tried kite surfing during a trip, and I wanted to do something with water. And then I saw a video from Wake Thief, and he was surfing in flat water. So I wanted to get into it, and that's how it started. And then it evolved, and now I'm in a place where, in summer at least, I can wing foil. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's so cool about foiling. Like it's really I don't know, like kite foiling, wing foiling, para. I have at the moment I have the para wing
Yeah, I saw
from
that.
Ensis and testing it. It's like it's crazy. I mean, you can do it with everything. You just need like yeah, even behind the boat in the wave or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like the
Did you
possibilities endless.
manage to go with the pairwing with the pump foil? I saw a video that you posted where it seemed okay, but I think it's for me it's
Yeah,
pretty difficult to change from being all upright to leaning against the very short pairwing. I think it's more difficult than I thought. Again.
yeah. Like in the video, there was like in a village, and what you don't see in the video, like behind my cameraman, like upwind, is a lot of houses, and the wind was
All right.
super shit. But we wanted to do the video was actually like it was a cooperation with Nothings, and we needed to do it. We need a dog, we need a good backdrop, so we actually had the worst spot to do it. But it's not like in the video, like you can really, in my opinion, you can really foil with a power wing. But I think like pump foil with it, and it's very intuitive. Like that was at least my feeling. Also the control, like compared to a kite, it's like you just throw it up and it flies. Um, but I will do a video about the parrowing, by the way. Like I'm having it now, I'm testing it. I had already a few sessions and we documented it, and there will be also a video about like the parrowing. What I have the feeling at the moment is that it's more nervous due to gusts and everything. Like with the wing foil, you really have it in your hands, the wing foiling, and you, like, if you have a gust, you still can kind of keep it where you want. And with the para wing, you have the indirectness from a kite, but the para wing is not 20 meters high. It's like on your heights, where are definitely more turbulences and stuff. Yeah.
But it's also
Did
V1,
you?
right? So the next generation is going to be easier. It's going to be more stable. It's going
Good
to
to know.
evolve.
Interesting. What do you have?
I have the Roger as well. I actually have the original one, the one from Michinev, from Roham. It says Roham
Wow.
on it. So I can just test that a little bit more. I'm trying to get into downwinding as well. And with the paddle, it's so hard. It's so exhausting. And with the paddling, it's just like flip and you're up on foil, which is super cool.
But how many liters?
I just remember.
Sorry? How many liters do you have on your downwind board?
It's like 110. It's pretty big.
And then it's easy to start, with the para wing.
Super, super easy. I mean, even if there are waves, you can basically stand on it. The para wing in one hand, it's really easy.
Yeah, the thing is, like, what I have, I tried the para wing with my 50-liter board, which is like, of course, like much under my weight. And then I really had problems like getting on foil, because like it's what I found, like it was not the 3 square meters. Like the pull is good, but I found it, like, of course I don't have the experience yet. Like I'm sure like Bites can do anything, but you could also do that. And but pumping with a para wing is just not as easy as it is with a wing. And and I really don't understand how. I mean, I don't know how big the board is Biles is riding, but I think
it's bigger. It's bigger.
It's bigger. Yeah.
It's bigger than yours. 50. I think it's like 70 or 80. He uses the board. He actually uses to winter foil, like this freestyle board. So it's really bigger. But yes, of course, if we compare ourselves to Boz, well, you're a pro rider, so you can compare yourself to Boz.
No, but he's like another word. But I think I saw videos from him, like a reel where he was like doing backflips and stuff, and I think it was like maximum 70 liter, but of course his weight is 70 kilograms. So yeah. So
is he just 70?
68, 70, 72, something like this. I think he's not too. I don't know. Yeah, like in my first session, like the 55 liter, there was a little bit. I need to ride bigger boards with the para wing. So it's like, maybe I also should ride bigger boards with the wing.
I just remembered, I still have a kite, and I use it sometimes, not last season, for snow kiting. And I remember another video of you where you kited on water and then went over the snow. Also one of my favorite videos. How is that for you? Where do you come up with the idea, and do you enjoy doing that?
This is actually, like, if you ask me if I have a favorite video, it would be one of the. It was very cool. Yeah, it was like at Lake Silvaplana, and it was just like a coincidence. I was there and it was snowing, and the conditions were like something like you don't have often, like super rare that the lake is not frozen, and like it's still liquid water, but you already have snow and wind. And and then we did it. It was the first time I did it, Lake Silvaplana. And then I did it again, like I think 2 years ago at Lago Bianco, but this was planned. There we knew it's going to be like this. But the original version, which is the one which got so viral, I think it's I just did it with the GoPro. I don't know which one did you saw, the one with the GoPro or the one where we drove up with the red train to the Lago Bianco?
Well, I think I saw both. But I just, from now, I remember like you going on the water and then like over a little hill. So it probably is Lago Bianco.
Yeah, this was Lago Bianco. Yeah, this one, I was confused. This one was planned. And the first time we did it, we did it with I did it only with a GoPro, and that was just like I saw the conditions and I went out, and that was like crazy. It was very
That
cool.
is so cool.
Yeah, but it's also
Both.
something everybody asks. I mean, like how good can you like kite with a kiteboard on snow? And like I asked
Yeah.
myself that question for many times actually.
Can you go in powder with a kiteboard? Like really
Yeah, it worked.
powder snow
Yeah,
skiing?
it worked really good. Like the first time it was powder, it was like fresh snow, and it worked very good.
So
It
cool.
has
So cool.
but I think the other way around, like with the snowboard in the water, is not so easy because the snowboard has like the shape with a kiteboard is like the exact opposite than with a snowboard,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah,
But we had a podcast with Aaron Kitesurf. I don't know if you know his videos. The one he
yeah, yeah.
trains putting on his wetsuit and whatnot. And he went kite surfing with a snowboard. He took it to, I think, Egypt it was, and he
Oh
actually
wow,
managed to get going a little bit.
oh wow, interesting.
I actually saw a video the
I
other
didn't
day,
thought this.
and this person was surfing on a wave with a snowboard. Of course, like he needed to
Yes, yeah.
drop.
What the fuck?
He dropped he was on a longboard with someone else, and then while the longboard was already on the wave,
He jumped on, yeah.
he jumped on the wave. Insane. But I
So
wanted to
cool.
ask you one thing, Ben, because my favorite video of yours is the one where you pump foil in that super luxury hotel in the in the
You say
fontaine with
illegal.
the
It says
fish.
illegal on top, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. So how was that? And like, if you can say that, did they ask you to do those videos, or you tell them, look, can we do that?
It's actually that was cool. That was really cool. You have to imagine this hotel.
Yeah.
I think one night in this hotel is about 1,000 euros or something, and like it's like a hotel I would never be at, and it was like full. It was like full with guests, and the CEO of the hotel um, watched my video, and I met him at Lake Plana. It's like a hotel group. They have several hotels, Giardino Hotel Group, and we already did a project with them at Lake Plana at their hotel there, which was 2 years ago, and was a combination of wing foiling, kite surfing, and pump foiling in the pool. And then they liked it, and they said, "Okay, now come to our main hotel," which was this hotel, and it was full of people, full of guests, and we were like rock stars. We could literally do whatever we want, and it was so
So
weird.
cool.
Like in the beginning, we were like with our foil, like on the pool, watching the others and hoping to not distract anybody who's like paying thousands of euros for one night. But yeah, like the CEO, I guess he knew it already, and the people really started to like what we did, and they started to watch us and started to talk to us, and then we started to relax, and we started to really to foil there. And there's, for example, a pond with koi carps and stuff, and we
Yeah.
were just like foiling in between the koi carps, and we could really do what we want, and they did it. And there's like this hotel, like like it's you feel like it's when you go into this hotel, you feel everybody's very polite, but they're polite in a not in an awkward way, in a very professional way, and this they gave us the feeling that we could ask whatever we need. So we basically started to be like this, and we were like, okay, we need a golf cart with a driver, or now we need to yeah, for example, imagine like the indoor pool is like it's like an indoor pool which has all the rails, and in the video you don't see any rails. So we said, okay, we want to foil in the indoor pool, but they need to take away the rails. And then he was like, okay, tomorrow at 7 a.m. all rails will be gone. And we came there at 7 a.m. and it was like only the pool and the paintress on the roof. And it's like original. It's a few hundred years old, and it's made from some very famous artists, like Italian artists from Milano and stuff. So it's like super valuable shit in this pool, and they just took away all the rails and stuff, I don't know, and we went foiling. It's like, it was very cool. It was a very, very cool project. And yeah, and yeah, of course, yeah, they asked if we can do it, and they invited us, and yeah, it was fun. It was really cool, and they had like this motor yard, what we can use, and like they had just endless possibilities,
So
and
cool. So amazing.
and yeah, I think this was one of the coolest shootings I have and I ever had. And it was also like Jan and Felix, the two other guys which were there with me, like um, they really enjoyed hotel life. We could eat and whatever we want. So they really went out for dinner every evening and were sending it. So it was a very good shooting. I really
A
liked it.
nice contrast as well to your van life.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was like when they booked us for this project, they asked us what we need and stuff, and I was like checking their homepage, like what the fuck, it's so expensive, everything. And I was like, okay, we need one room, it's enough, and maybe enough food and stuff, and of course they also paid us a little bit for it and stuff. So, but I didn't want it to take too much, and then one day before the shooting started, the CEO called me and was like, "Why do you only have one room?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. It's like it just felt right and stuff." And then he said, "Come on, you also want to enjoy the hotel after living in a van." And then everybody got its own room, and it was like
Wow.
it was
Humble
really cool.
Ben. Humble
I mean,
Ben.
imagine like I never thought. I mean, maybe for those who are in hotels like this, but they changed the room 3 times per day. That means like in the morning I got up and my room was like had this kind of morning design, and then I went to breakfast and we started shooting, and then I came like around 1 o'clock. I came back home to relax and make a power nap, and then the whole room changed. Like the blanket changed, the pillows changed, the couch had something on which changed, so the whole room looked different. And then you came back in the evening again, and once again it looked different, and you never saw somebody. It just happened. So I think they must time it. They know when you leave the room, and then they send somebody in, so you don't get interrupted and stuff. And everything was like so perfect that you don't even realize. I mean, like the first days I just came back into the room, was like something is wrong, but something is different, but I didn't got it, and then you don't think about it, and after 3 days
Am
you
I in the
start to,
right
whoa,
room?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it
Listen,
was very
there's
cool.
just one more video from my part I want to address, and that's your morning workout.
Yeah, yeah,
Also one of my absolute favorites. How long? It's like a 5 minute-ish video. How
yeah.
long does it take to film something like that? Is that half a day? Is it a day? Or is it even like, well, an hour?
It was 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. What you don't see is like there's a big distance between all the spots, and um, yeah, it's 2 weeks. This was 2 weeks.
It's such a cool video. So nice. So it just gives you joy.
Thank
Great
you.
for
Yeah,
morning. Thank you.
yeah. It was fun. It was very very fun to make it. It was also the beginning of pump foiling, but yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Like at the end, it's just 5 minutes, but it takes like so much time to shoot it.
So I don't want to address any more videos. We're way over an hour. Just I just want to ask you. I saw on your website that you offer coachings as well. People can come to you and learn what everything you do.
Yeah, like of course, like theoretically also foiling, but in at the moment it's more like kite surfing. And I also have the private coachings online, which is not really possible for me most of the time to do because I'm traveling and I have my own timeline. So what I'm focusing on is like the coachings I offer. Like I think this year it's like 3 coachings, and then it's like camps where you can what you can join, and this is at the moment it's only kite surfing. And what I always do is like in these coachings, I ask if they want to learn foiling, and some wants to learn. So we go out for a foil session as well. But I think foiling is at the moment is something people. It's only freaks that do it, and they do it themselves.
So do you
Yeah, I
have
mean,
some
come on, if you
spaces left?
like to learn
Yes.
yeah for the Greek camp, the second Greek camp, no, the first Greek camp, the first sail safari in Greek is some space left, and also for Sardinia the coaching is some space left. Yeah,
All right, we're gonna just add
but about
your website here or down in the comments
thank
so
you.
people can check it out and see where they can find it.
Yeah, actually, it was really like I would also have a lot of questions to you guys, so it was really very structured.
Maybe we can do that
And
once the podcast is over. Because honestly, I'm pretty much through with my list, Gal. Do you have anything else you want to ask Ben?
No, that's fine. I think it was a great episode and a pleasure hearing your stories and meeting you. And yeah, maybe we're gonna chat a bit off the episode because the episode was about you.
thank you.
Ben, do you have anything you want to share with the listeners, the viewers?
Go foiling, enjoy foiling.
Awesome, great. So all that's left for me is to tell you who's the next episode going to be with, and it's going to be with Dave West, and we're looking forward. Huge deal. Have you met him, Ben?
Dave West.
Yes, the
No,
Australian
who
guy.
is it?
The Aussie foiler, surf
Does
What
foiler,
did
and
he do?
ski
everything as
foiler.
well.
Oh wow. No, I will Google it right now.
All right.
Interesting.
Well, thank you very much, Ben, for coming on the show. Thank you, Gail, as well. If you like the show, we have a Patreon down in the comments. If you want to see older episodes, you can find all of these in the playlist on YouTube or on Spotify, Apple Podcast. And let's just stop here, but we keep recording and we can just keep on chatting. And if you want to listen to that, we're going to put that on our Patreon, and you can find it there if you want so. All right. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was smart, eh?
And we can just keep on going now.
What questions have you got, Ben?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.